Hello, and welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to Skygate, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign that takes place almost entirely underground. Last time, you guys were partying it up. You went to the opera, and you tore up the town, and some drastic decisions were made. You guys really were menaces to society in lots of different ways. And one of you made a deal. Speaking of which, I believe where we last left off, somebody who recently made a deal was on their way to go to their soapbox to speak to the masses.
Oh no, I forgot about this.
Right. Yes.
If you go to the usual kind of street corner, there's a piece of stone that you usually stand up onto to be slightly taller than the average dwarf around you, to call out to the masses.
I call out to the masses.
Go ahead and give me a performance to start.
Rise, masses, rise.
What did you say? Am I doing
Performance to start. Performance to start.
That's good. That is a 20.
20.
Dirty 20.
You are on one today. You are absolutely, you're ranting and raving, but there's some real oomph behind it. And you get your normal crowd of like onlooking kids and the kind of old-timey miners who come around and are like, yeah, that's what my grandpa used to tell me, you know, those guys. But there's more like of your average everyday dwarves that are kind of stopping and seem to be listening a little more than they normally did. And you can notice some people kind of doing the like, you know, the things have kind of gone. You know, I miss back when, you know, when a dwarf was a dwarf, you know, and there's some of that sort of mindset of more people coming around. And one guy in particular, one dwarf, you can see, seems to be fairly well dressed, will kind of walk up to you and be like, I've heard some rumor about true dwarfism, and I'd like to hear more. You have any literature or anything else you can tell me about true dwarfism?
Yes, sir. For true dwarfism, it's not on a piece of paper. It's nothing that I can say. It's inside all of us. We are all true dwarfs inside. We just must not repress it.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion here. If you would like to, you are welcome to use a new feature you have in regards to this.
Oh no.
So tell me again how Skygate became a nudist colony.
I'm trying to remember.
So you got 2 new cantrips, and one of them you can use specifically for this, without the typical downside of that cantrip.
I'm gonna guess it's the friends cantrip.
Friends, yeah.
Is- So you can cast friends normally, but if you cast friends on somebody specifically to speak to them about true dwarfism, they will not know that their mind has been altered after you've used it.
I'm doing it.
All right.
man.
Gain advantage on the roll.
You will get advantage on this roll as you and him are clearly friends.
Of course, that's the most freaking. Oh. What was it?
Persuasion.
Persuasion? 16.
16. Roll something here. Okay. He kind of like nods and seems to be in agreement with you as you say this, and he says, I'm a very well established and connected dwarf in this city. I think I'll tell some of my friends about true dwarfism and what it could do for them. And he will walk off, seemingly with a bit more uppity, you know, a bit more pep in his step and his chest a little up and broader.
We're about to. Claire is about to mess up the
Yes.
ship with Been so.
Speak, brother. Yes.
And more so than normal. It seems like you are anybody who comes up. You seem like your tongue is gilded and golden at convincing people of the merits of true dwarfism.
Yes.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah. No. No upper.
Now on to phase 2.
Oh no! There's another phase.
Alright, that feels good. That feels good.
All right. I'm sure that was worth your everlasting soul.
I'm not gonna think about that.
Well, I'm using it.
Okay. What is your guys' next move?
Well, I believe we're gonna try to stage a raid on the Drow City, weren't we? Or what? What was the?
I mean, that seems to be.
That seems to be
some
like the.
party members who that seems to be like what they're doing next, whether the rest of us agree or not. So we might as well go along to give them the best chance of survival.
We're going to
Yeah, like,
just wait. Do we know the way to the Drow City yet?
Yeah.
yeah. We got that. We got that information the last session.
It's implanted in
fact-
some of your minds.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So some of you have a map in your heads.
The rest of the ice stuff before we try that.
The eye stalk's just eating his memory. He doesn't.
Yeah. At what point is he more eye stock than?
Right now.
You already think the eye stock's in control?
Yeah.
Any amount of eye stock is too much eye stock.
I mean, I thought that was. I mean, I guess we can go on some other merry adventure if you guys had.
I'm fine with going on some other merry adventures.
I mean-
I
I
might.
think if we just run right into the Drow City, we'll die.
Well,
So maybe a step.
We're gonna
See-
get XP.
See-
I might happen to know where like some, what were they called, ruin fields or something like that,
Ruin field.
are located. I mean, if we want
Well,
to do that instead,
we have been good
definitely no
citizens so
ulterior motives
far.
there.
so we might make a run for some money on our next expedition.
Oh, I'll tell them all
Yeah.
what Crimson Fox told me about Rugathar or whatever his name was.
Perdugan.
Purdue.
Dugan.
There was a G in there.
Up to no good in
I had
the
the
boys
G
choir.
correct.
I also need
And
to-
it is worth saying the trek to Vordra, the Drow City, is very long. And Candle, give me a survival check real quick.
Fraught with peril.
That is
It's the
it is related to the Underdark, so you'll get expertise on this, I believe.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I believe that's how that works. Survival, you said?
Yes.
Don't forget your wild card die.
Quiet you. That's only, unfortunately, a total of 10 with +8.
10. You don't know, so knowing this map in your mind and writing it down and having your other kind of collection of maps and charts, you don't have like exact confident, like, oh, I know what I'm doing to get from here to here. You know that going to that ruin field would be going a decent bit out of your way in directional terms from going towards Vordra. You know that going to Sloughdon would be kind of on your way. You would have to veer off course from your path to Vordra, and it'd kind of be one of those things where, like, you know how to get to Sloughdon and you know the path to Vordra, but there would be a kind of bridging in between the two paths where you would have to kind of make it up on your own to bridge across there, but it would be less out of your way and would also be a civilization like place you guys could stop. Like, that's a established city that you guys would be able to technically rest in for some time.
If I remember
So you could
correctly-
make that in one trek, or kind of two treks, like kind of leapfrogging off of Sloughdon. But there would be some uncertainty in the path if you were to do that. The straight path from like here to Vordra would be quite a bit longer than any of the treks you guys have done so far. But yeah, so you know that. You have some ability with some of the stuff you guys know, like path-wise, to kind of combine paths, and some that wouldn't combine so well.
If I remember correctly, the ruin fields are closer to where Illithid laboratory was, right?
Yes, those two paths kind of intersected with each other. It's kind of like leaving Skygate. It's the difference going towards the Suzit laboratory or the Ruin Fields is like going pretty hard to the left once you leave the gate, and going towards Vorge or Slufton is kind of going pretty hard right when you leave the gate. Essentially, obviously, we're talking about three-dimensional space, so it's not that simple, but that's the basic gist of it directionally.
If we had 6,000 gold, we could get everybody riding lizards, and then we might be able to cut that, like, our travel times down significantly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, somehow General Grievous
Hello
won't
there.
hear us coming, despite how loud that stupid lizard is.
Yeah, we'll just pull 6,000 gold out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's why we go on a quick expedition, make some cash, and then buy the.
Certainly a possibility. The riding lizards would be interesting because with the riding lizards, they don't necessarily carry, like, you can't use them to their full effectiveness and have a wagon to bring with you.
Yeah,
So in terms of supplies, it'd be trickier.
Wagon behind, but we could
Yeah. But you would traverse much quicker.
faster.
It'd be a different type of travel, certainly, but a definite option to cut down that travel time.
More of a strike team. Well, how would we get the passengers back?
That's their deal. We
But
saved
the
them.
real question is, are we committed to attacking the Drow City right now?
They could take a bus.
They could take it. We attack the Drow City, put them on a bus in the Drow City, trust that they'll make it back.
Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever. I don't remember what the mechanic is for how long I have to be in Skygate to start losing madness points. But I would like to
You're not sure with no one's ever made it to M3 before, so who knows how that
been
works.
as mad as I am.
I think we should stay in touch for a bit because I want some time to try and train this ice doctor. If it doesn't work, then I might catch person.
Sure. Well, let's see. So as far as like kidnapped royals so far goes, we have 2 kidnapped royals that have been like confirmed. It's like his mom.
You know of essentially 3 between certain characters' backstory, family members, the person that was kidnapped out from under your guys' noses, and another person who you've heard about through the Elven nobility.
The elf.
Yeah, there's a high elf noblewoman.
Yeah, that was the third
The
one.
Queen of Darkcap, right?
Yes.
And Deagar's mother.
Would we be able to?
We have a handful of other missing people, but they may not be related.
I guess.
You also do know that Aurora's sister, Mirage, was taken, not necessarily for the same reasons, but is also potentially a captured drow slave of some sort.
I could maybe like draft some letters to those people, like letting them know, like give them an update, like, all right, we have a path to the city. We're just trying to put together a plan of attack to get in and not be murdered. Maybe that will yield some kind of result from them being like, that sounds like a great idea. Here, this is our best knight. He'll come help you. I don't know. So we'll see. Just because it's like, yeah, a city of drow. It's like that's gonna be tough.
Here's a handful of NPCs that you'll spend a bunch of time with on the journey down, so you'll start to like them, but then they'll all die.
They'll all die at the hands of the drow.
Damn.
Potentially.
So
you're
had
trying.
too bad that old dragon that fought the fire giant. Too bad he died. We could totally use his help.
Sir Uncturvius Daldramastanthian, the Unflinching,
Yes.
That's the one.
who did not flinch, even at his final days. A wild Grimes has appeared. You heard his name. That's awesome. You can certainly, so you're wanting to like send a letter to the like current acting regent of Darkcap, which is her half brother and friend of Theagar's, the half orc. And you do have a kind of contact for the elves as well. What's his name? He's kind of like the right-hand man of the elven noble that you met.
Yeah.
You're right. We should let them all know. Theagar, we found a path to your mother.
I know.
I'm trying trying to get you guys to get your asses in gear.
Turian.
trying to get
You
this
have
straight.
kind of the
It's like-
Turian Grey Cowl. Turian Grey Cowl, who is the sort of retainer to Lysander Sylvathian.
Yeah. So I'll get word to both of those folks. Just
Are you
say-
specifically asking for aid of some sort, or are you just giving them an update?
Send us whatever awesome.
Yeah. I feel like asking for aid kind of implies that we're going to be like going right away, which it sounds like we've got some back and forth on. But I'll give them an update and say, if you have any further information that would help us, please let us know it. I'll contact you before we leave, or when we have a date that we're gonna.
Do you want me to send
set
a
out.
message?
Oh right, Jocelyn took sending as her new spell.
No,
So
that not the cantrip. Cantrip is message, so sending the actual spell sending, where it just like shows up in their mind.
Yeah.
just
You
to
could totally
give you a heads
use
up.
that as your, yeah. If you want to take that, I mean, you know Turian. You've met Turian Greycal, so I believe you're able to use sending, and then he's able to send an immediate reply if he wants to. I believe. So if you'd like to do that, you certainly can.
I am your humble guide. I will take you wherever you want to go in the other dark.
Well, yeah, I'll page a message. It has to be like 20 words, so it'll be brief for our elf contact. But he's far enough away that a letter wouldn't really reach him in time. Darkcap's close enough that I can just send an actual letter, and it'll be fine.
Well, so are you sending a letter, or are you using the sending spell for either of these?
Well, I'm using
Because you know that
Oh.
Turian Greycal is based in Skygate now.
Oh,
You know that Lysander Sylvathian was saying that he may have to return to the Elven place, but that his retainer is going to remain here to continue this investigation and try and get his
then,
wife
then
back.
we won't be needing Jocelyn's expertise at the moment. I can just draft a letter.
And
This
you
is my
have to
brother.
beg.
You message my brother and let him know that I found a path to a drow city and that
What will you give me?
if there's anything. What? Nothing. Also, I just rolled
And
d20s
fuck
and
you.
3 out of 4 when crit fails.
Well, that's ill omen for sure.
Well, that's a total of 6 death fails right there.
Yeah, so we'll
Give me
I'll
a
just draft a
legit-
regular letter. Jocelyn's excited to use her new spell. So
I'm not paying you anything for it.
No, well, you don't have to pay me. You can do something.
No,
You
just
literally,
do it
yeah.
and we'll
So it's just limited to 25 words.
Do what they say.
The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender, and if it knows you, and it can answer in a like manner immediately.
I'll send
He
you.
does have to have an intelligence score of at least 1, so if these guys are literally catatonic, they will not be able to reply.
I'll do 4 copper and 5 silver.
Oh,
Done.
No, don't do it.
No.
We're gonna get an extra health bar.
You do not want to just make your money math convenient. That is a very
It's a trap.
very poor decision.
I think that's a very
Go
fair
for it.
price for that.
So what'd you say? Four
No.
copies.
Do you do that, Koskian? Asking for a friend?
The cardinal rule.
Don't do it.
I've almost lost characters to this bullshit in the past.
Four.
Although apparently I will get in big trouble if I do this.
No, maybe not necessarily you specifically, but you will make all of our lives harder at some point in this campaign. Something will gain bonus hit points.
Now, what that something is, we don't know.
Just do it.
Jocelyn just wants her fucking pocket change.
Alright, I give you 5 silver and 4 copper to message my brother that we have a path to the drow city.
And just like that, the final boss just gained
And any,
5 more.
help you can send to us will be appreciated.
I like to think that Candle's chances of survival just went down by a whole percent. It was like,
Yep,
it was like chances
same.
of survival 34%. It just ticked down to 33%. It's like, oh.
It's like, what the
So
hell?
what do you want
It was at 35%.
I have a path to the drow city.
Okay.
And we'll be trying to make an expedition there sometime soon. Any aid or advice or information you could send would be very helpful in helping us to survive going there.
It has to be 20 words.
25.
Okay, something like that then.
Okay.
Something along those lines. You can paraphrase a little.
Okay. Paraphrasing that into 25 words. Send.
Send.
Sorry, can you repeat that for me?
No.
Okay. They don't respond.
Jocelyn's sending a message to Theagar's brother
Yeah.
saying, "We found a path to the Drow City. Any advice or aid you can provide will be before we leave will be helpful.
Okay.
Also, I love you, big brother." Or little brother, whichever it is.
Big brother.
Big brother.
Keys.
You're
so much better than me, big brother.
He will immediately respond because he's able to do so, and in 25 words, basically respond back saying, "How are you? I am fine." He said, "Thank you for a new brain. Who dis? Thank you for updating me. It is great to hear that you are on her trail. I have no helpful information on this, but wish you the best in bringing her back safe."
There you go.
Send an army.
Glossed over the aid part.
Just send an army all the way across the world.
I'm not
and march
sending
down this
that.
hole with me.
I'm not saying that. You get one. You gotta pay me.
I've also been trying to reach you. Wagon's extended warranty.
Jerry's mic cut out, but all I heard of that was Wagon's extended warranty, which was, I think, just enough to get the deal.
We're reaching out to you about.
That's all you needed to hear.
Not sending to the Queen of the Drow about her wagon's extended warranty. We're trying to reach you about your Drider's extended warranty.
Who is this? I'll kill you. Okay, so yeah, we have to be in town for a little bit anyway to let this madness wear off. So
So you're just using letters for the other two people
yes.
that you're wanting to reach out to. Okay.
Once
Sounds
I
good.
realized that they were within a day's delivery time, it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a waste to burn a spell slot on it. Especially, well, I guess you could send 3 in a day, so it doesn't. I guess
Yeah.
it could technically happen, but
It'll give you your answers immediately if you do that, if they would like to answer you.
You have to pay me though. Or do something for me.
that's fair. I won't, so that's fine. I don't need an immediate answer on these. I don't think because we have to be, like I said, we have to be in town for a week. Anyway,
For a little bit of time anyways.
Downtime.
Okay.
Because we have downtime activities. Damn it.
Wham, 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 wham. So are you guys doing anything else during this downtime? Or are you just kind of relaxing?
I'm trying to teach my eye stock the ways of being part of a human and trying
Okay.
to gain its trust and understand its motivations, likes and dislikes.
I
Give
stock.
me,
This is a sandwich.
Persuasion and an insight.
Persuasion. 12. Insight. 15.
Okay. During this next week of you guys chilling and in your downtime, you start to get more of an idea of this iStock's MO. It's fairly animalistic. It seems like it's not like fully intelligent and like sentient in like the sense of a lot of other sentient beings. It's autonomous. It wants to survive and protect itself. And it seems to grow to trust you a little more, though it doesn't seem to be like responding to your commands. It's kind of like it's decided that you guys are cohabitating the same body, but that if you're not, it doesn't seem to view you as a threat right now. At the very
Good enough. We'll keep it.
progress.
Good
Progress.
enough, I'll keep it.
It seems like it acts in its own self-interest, and its previous attacks against you were mostly because it fears you. It fears somebody trying to kill it. It's protecting itself.
I am going to spend the entire week pursuing Golgrita Bronstaff. Without any magic at all.
That sounds suspicious.
she's not exactly an easy person to get a hold of. So how are you going about trying to pursue her?
We never found out what happened to her during our night carousing.
That's true. We did never find it.
You didn't.
They know it's you. Magic.
Do I know where she would live? Does she live with the other bronze taps?
I mean, the Bronze Taps don't all live in one place. It's a very large clan.
No.
You know where she performs.
So I can't say someone's great grandmother. No.
Seeming does let them know who you are.
Yeah.
Or sending, rather.
If I could guess seeming, we'd have a whole other set of problems.
That's a whole other problem.
We'll get there eventually, maybe.
I want to prank call people.
I'm gonna go to the concert hall
It would have been funny to let you try, but
and I'm just gonna hang out around the back door or wherever she would leave.
Okay. Give me a... Just roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Not looking good.
I'm not a smart man.
6.
6. So you don't think of this. Yeah, so you will hang out around the back, and you'll see lots of dwarves come and go, and people give you weird looks, like noticing you hang out around here.
He's got the
you
he's got the golden tongue, so
Yeah, you do. Well, that's only in some. I mean, he always can cast it, but some people will know that he did that to them. Then nobody is like, get out of here or anything like that if you hang around. But you do not see Dolgrita. You do see some rather angsty-looking younger dwarves. You know, they're kind of like they have like beards and stuff, but they also have kind of like longer hair that kind of partially covers their eyes, and like face tats and stuff like that.
Cause tonight will be the that all will rock.
But Dolgrita does not come through that. You also do notice throughout the day the coming and going of a rather large number of young-looking dwarves. You think that there is a practice today for the Sapphire Resonance Youth Choir.
That's where that evil thing's happening, right?
Something the Crimson Fox told us about that one guy doing bad
Have we
stuff.
considered the fact that maybe the Crimson Fox is weirdly into this boys' choir?
That's basically the first thing I considered, yes.
Are we gonna need to Chris Hansen, the Crimson Fox? Why don't you have a seat over there?
Well, I'm
Never.
might as well just see what I can figure out about. See if there's any leads I can follow on that deal, since they're all there anyway.
So how are you going about doing that?
I can't wait for the Crimson Fox to sneak up on me and the eye stalk reflexively fear ray him.
What exactly was the rumor?
I don't remember. This was weeks ago.
Essentially, the Crimson Fox told him that there's a new evil in the city of Skygate, that Kurdugan Bronze Tap, member of the Sapphire Resonance Youth Choir, he doesn't know what he's up to, but he knows he's up to no good, and that if you try to interact with him, you'll see it's obvious this one's up to no good, but he doesn't know what it is.
He's smoking pot.
Oh no. Like Trudeau.
True dwarves smoke pot.
I'm gonna just inquire with some of these young kids and be like, ask them about their teacher, leader, person.
Well, he's not. He's just one of the members of the choir. He's not like the leader of the choir.
Oh, okay.
He's a literal
So if you're-
Choirboy is our current
Oh.
suspect.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna tread lightly on this
In
one.
vague evil.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem the Crimson Fox has laid out for us.
Crimson Fox, very sympathetic to Catholic priests.
Is one.
Yikes.
I'll just kind of inquire about the weird bronze tab guy. See what the other kids think about him.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a die to see which random choir member you end up talking to.
talks to him directly.
You walk up to one of these young dwarfs, and what do you say? You kind of tap his shoulder, and he'll turn to look at you.
You, young dwarf.
Yes, he'll say, turning and looking at you, with one eyebrow up high.
You are a member of the choir.
He'll smirk, kind of tilting his head downward as he does so, and say, "Well, of course I am. I am Cadogan Broadstep,
I knew it.
third chair baritone vocalist of the Sapphire Resonance Youth Choir."
I knew it.
You nailed it. You got
Hey,
it.
you know what? You know what? I agree with the Cryptid Fox. This guy is weird.
He shoots, he scores. I see. Now that I'm just confused and I know what to do, I'm just gonna start talking about true dwarf. Have you heard about true dwarfism?
I can't say that I have. Enlighten me.
Why is this child so evil?
No, you have to remember, this is the Crimson Fox's villain, okay? Which means he's a villain on the level of the Crimson Fox.
He's a villain to the level that the Crimson Fox is a hero.
Yeah.
A true dwarf stands for the things that a true dwarf should. That's my explanation of true dwarfism.
And what sort of things might that be?
How do you feel about mushrooms, young man?
Yeah, take him or leave him.
That's a true dwarf.
That's a true dwarf right there. You are a true dwarf.
Good. Very good.
Tell me more, young man, about the choir.
Well, as I said, currently I am third chair baritone vocalist for the Sapphire Resonance Youth Choir. But soon I will be second chair, and then the first chair will be mine.
Why is he an anime fellow?
What?
And how do you plan on achieving this, young dwarf?
Through hard work and practice.
He truly is evil.
He's gonna work to better himself. Guy,
This sounds like a.
we need to kick his ass. He's trying to better himself. That ain't what a hero
Eric's
does.
been waiting weeks to voice this character. You can't take it.
Well, no, I'm left sitting here wondering, was this the plan all along, or is Erickson just making this up as he goes?
That is admirable and not suspicious at all.
Yeah.
Especially when you started laughing maniacally when you said you'd be first chairs.
Tell me, young dwarf, what do you know of Dogrita?
She's a generational talent. I aspire to her level of success one day.
Yes. What do you know about her whereabouts?
Oh god.
This is so sketchy.
This is now-
This is so sketchy.
It's the worst possible way to get a comic that could have gone about this.
Jermir is not good around people, but he has a really high business score, so...
I
he will
wish to
say-
woo her.
He says, I know that she just recently finished her set of shows here, and therefore is taking a rest for some time. Probably will not be coming back to the choir, to the opera house for a number of weeks.
Oh
Something
no, he
about
killed
that
her.
guy saying, taking a rest for some time. It's like, what have you done?
What have you done to Dogrita?
I don't think anyone will be seeing Dogrita Bronzetap around here for quite some time.
But this is public information. He could have just checked the Opera House schedule and seen that she was
Yeah.
performing.
Yeah, that's the intelligence check that he miserably failed.
This,
That's why he's waiting around for someone that's not going to show up here.
this very sinister manner is quickly becoming one of my favorites.
Yes, he's good.
He is every Scooby-Doo like first suspect. You know, it's like, oh, it was clearly this person. He's evil looking.
People
just
looking and sounding.
yeah, it's like, nah, it's just my voice and who I am.
Always the mean butler guy.
If you're looking to get a hold of Dolgrita, though, between you and me, I know where her fan letter box is housed in this choir house. I could see to it that a letter found its way inside, so that she might read it at her leisure.
Yes. That would be adequate.
I imagine this whole conversation's taking place in Dwarven, so like for a lot of passerbys, it's just like it doesn't seem weird at all.
Continue to strive for success, young dwarf. Don't
Yes,
kill anybody.
I will strive until I've reached my goal. And do you want to write that letter now, or?
Yes, stand right there while I do that.
Very well. Here, you can use my back to write the letter upon.
Stares creepily over his shoulder.
Write a letter
All right.
telling, I don't know, just tell her to find me at the Inverted Peaks, I guess.
Okay.
Oh no.
And I'll write some really charming dwarf stuff in there.
Go ahead and roll me another persuasion here. This is for how good you do at writing this.
Do I? Because it's not.
You can't
In
cast.
person?
You can't
do
cast
that.
friends on it, yeah, because it's you have to have a person to target. You can, but it won't affect what she thinks of it.
The letter will be very crucial. But the letter will love it. Yeah. It's an 8.
An 8.
Oh god. I've been watching you for a long time. Meet me at the
You know what?
inverted.
No. You know what? This is important enough. I'm
Yeah?
using my inspiration.
Am I right?
The ladies. That's better. It's 12.
It's a 12.
It was really close to 1 though.
You said it was a 12 though.
Yeah.
This is important enough to use.
Fair enough. You notice that like because of his kind of muted, soft chuckles, it does make your handwriting a little bad because it's kind of shaking as you write it against his back, as he kind of peers over his shoulder and chuckles maniacally. But you get together a message that you think is pretty good. You know, you think it gets a point across your point very well. That she will be wooed adequately by it.
Been profiling this kid.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I think so.
That's literally the only thing the Crimson Fox does is profile.
That's all we've asked him to do.
Is Crimson Fox secretly the second chair baritone and he just doesn't
With the Crimson
In this
Fox's
in the
voice,
youth
I
clock?
strongly doubt it.
Okay. Well, he's still here. I'll ask.
That's how he describes his voice. It's the opposite of Batman. He goes high pitched.
Oh, 1 second.
What do you
One
know?
second.
What do you know of the second chair?
Oh, hang on.
Bye.
Uh,
Oh, he's back.
I'm glitching out a little bit, fellas. 1 second.
Hold tight.
You look great over here.
Everyone free.
Yeah, it looks looking good over here at my end.
Oh, yep.
Yep, there it goes.
Or is he just so still?
Nope, there he went. Throw out the technical difficulty slate.
No.
Oh,
Wait, no. All right, I put him back in the same spot.
okay, we're back. Sorry.
It's gonna ruin the edit when it puts him down.
That's gonna be really annoying for editing.
It's okay.
So, you said while you still had him here, what now?
Oh, I'll ask him. What do you know of the second chair?
He'll swiftly turn back around at you. He'll say, "I know only this. His days of lording his authority over me are numbered, and soon it will be he who has the less exciting parts to sing, and I who will be singing the second most important part in our gathering songs.
I see. What of the first chair?
The first chair. He's had it too good for too long. When I am first chair, they will all look upon and despair as I get all the solos and sing them very well.
Yes. Well,
Ask him to sing for you.
just remember. The true dwarf only kills for glory.
Only kills for glory? Is that what you said?
You're encouraging him.
Now hold on.
He will smile and nod to this and be like, I couldn't agree more.
He's gonna kill those two.
And he'll take the letter and he'll say, I will see to it that this is deposited right where it belongs. And he'll walk into the Sapphire Resonance Choir.
When you get arrested because you've been framed for murdering 2 members of the youth choir,
We'll know who to look for.
I will probably just help turn you in, I guess.
We'll cross that. Hey, listen, I wasn't gonna lie to this poor boy about true dwarfism. It's the truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You gotta share the message.
It's true. And maybe, just maybe, if we play the cards right, nobody would be able to arrest me.
Because you'll be.
Oh,
I don't think he.
charged.
See, I don't think he's gonna frame you for anything because you listened to him, and it sounds like that's what he wanted is people. So I think you're in the clear.
Okay, well, that's all I did this week.
Erickson's all frozen.
Oh,
again.
well, yeah.
Yep.
Goodbye, Erickson.
Oh.
There he is.
Back.
Oh,
I think I'm okay. Am I okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what you do.
Maybe I'll wander around and ask around about Elgrita a little bit more. I don't know. It depends on how long we're here.
You guys will have some downtime here for a little while, but we'll get back to responses and things like that later on. Anything else needing to get accomplished during this time?
Just, at some point, whatever happens with Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I got
I'll
a lot of
go.
it. And a character flaw that I didn't have to start with.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go speak to Eighth, my elf tiefling friend.
Okay.
Just casual conversation, just giving her updates on everything. Found how we have the map to the Drow city and whatnot.
Okay. She'll certainly allow you into her estate and have some fine wine to drink and discuss, and will happily listen to and gather all the information she can from you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to nefarious means, but if you're just sharing information with her, she'll happily listen to it
Yeah.
and be
Yep.
interested. She doesn't necessarily have much advice or anything like that. She definitely recommends, obviously. The big advice you would get from her is that with her understanding of the Drow, if you're going to that Drow city, that it's not unheard of for non-Drow to be in the Drow city, but a majority of non-Drow in the Drow city all are seen as like second-class citizens at best, and most are seen as like lesser thans that are like equivalent to property or animals. Drow are very, very racist and hateful of other races, and that you need to be careful where you are in that city, where you move about, how you present yourself. But also, she says that by her understanding, the easiest way to get the upper hand against a Drow is by working with another Drow, and that the Drow, she truly believes that the Drow could conquer the world if they weren't too busy stabbing each other in the back. And so her advice is that if you're going to be trying to accomplish anything in the city of Wardra, you're going to need to do it by probably pitting one Drow against another, or one Drow might help you if you are going against that Drow's enemies.
All right. Well, that's something to note when we get to the town. We can.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We might be able to find a drow in the well, I don't know. Where can we make? It's like, where can you make contact with a drow where they're not just gonna gut you to plot against their enemies?
We know
Good
the
question.
5 drow houses,
Right.
and we know which one at least kidnapped the Queen of Darkcap. Presumably is the one kidnapping other nobility.
Right.
So we have some of the information we need for.
So you just have to find a drow, the other house, and then.
I'm assuming we could probably like grease their pockets too, like bribe them, give them like gold or something.
I assume.
She'll say that by her understanding, like unless you guys are very wealthy, that's less of
Not-
motivation for them. Like the drow are very wealthy. They commonly will raid and rob and pillage other places, and that they are more so you're more likely to befriend a drow by being useful than by being rich. That'd be her understanding. Like her understanding of people who have connections in the city with the drow, those connections exist because they are of use to the drow.
Okay.
Yeah, that lines up.
Yep.
That's good advice. What's the other smaller town that we might stop in at on our way?
Slufton.
Would we be able to make contact with like a drow in Slufton, or is that just like a no drow?
Very
that-
unlikely.
Yeah, because that's
It's a Smurf Neblin.
Yeah.
So the Smurf Neblin are the like deep gnomes, right? And they are the nicest of the like largely populating the Underdark populations that exist there. They're still fairly self-interested and stuff because you kind of have to be to survive in the Underdark. But the city of Slufton does not welcome Durgar and does not welcome Drow because those two races of Underdark beings commonly attack, murder, enslave, rob these Swerf Neblin. The Swerf Neblin exist more so because they're able to hide and avoid the Drow and Durgar who frequent the Underdark.
Okay.
Slufton is like the largest Swerf Neblin city down there, and does have like somewhat of a military presence and stuff in that area, and is in a fairly inhospitable place that's not super valuable to either the Drow or the Durgar. So it exists there and is a fairly safe place in the Underdark to be. But the Drow that would live there would not likely be well established in Vordra. If there is a Drow there, it's probably like your Dritz Duorden Drow, the kind of Drow that's like abandoned Drow society, than more so than your average Drow.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
Yeah, I know that-
town, or like we don't even know. I guess specifically where we're heading. Are we heading for the Drow City? Are we heading for Slufton? Are we heading just on a money making venture? What's our next?
Right. Yeah.
What's our next?
I'm almost with Matty G in the sense of probably best to get some money on this next expedition first and then start planning a longer trip.
It just depends on, like we've got a business to run, damn it, or I at least have a business to run, and you're my employees, and it's like there's not a ton of money in, like maybe if we made a trip to the Smurf Upland town to like a trade agreement thing, like we're like, oh, we have stuff to trade with these guys, and we trade stuff that's valuable back and forth. That could like subsidize the cost of the trip. And I'm sure there's certainly money to be made in rescuing nobles, but it's kind of more of this is a big risk. It's a big investment.
We need supplies.
And we need supplies to cover the cost of going. So it's like, how can we manage that? And if we have like one big good money trip that could finance our rescue,
Just need a little more money.
I say.
Mongos, Arthur.
I say, fuck Vickleroy. Take all his money. Finance our own
fired.
expedition. Look, I give him 2 weeks after we're all dead in the Underdark before he puts together a new expedition into the Underdark. He doesn't care about us at all. So why should we care about him? That's my point. You're boots on the ground. You're out there with us.
Yeah.
You're slinging spells.
Yeah, because I'm horrendously in debt to the God Vaults, and they'll break my kneecaps if I miss a payment.
Viceroy hides in his office.
Now he's speaking like a true dwarf. The whole political environment of the whole area must be upheaved. I'm
Hear,
just
hear.
That's sitting in a corner.
Okay, Jeremy.
Okay.
He's really got a 5th of November gunpowder plot sort of thing going now, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
what are we thinking is going to be the valuables in the ruin fields?
Yeah. Do you think that's gonna be a profitable expedition if we try for it?
They're ruins.
Of what?
Ruins.
Well, what were they before they were ruins?
A city, presumably.
You don't really know. The notes you have of it, they only got to the very edge of it before leaving and having to return back to it now with the new path. They weren't able to really identify much about it at all. So the second expedition, the one that they did not return from, is the one where that information likely would have been gleaned.
I didn't mention that part.
I mean, nothing.
Alright, let's go check that out. Let's make a bunch of monies, and then maybe we can hire some mercenaries and stuff to help us go into Drow City.
Yeah. Well, I do think that, Erickson brought up a good point where it's like we might be able to use one drow group against the other drow group. We just have to figure out how to make contact in a way that is
And figure out like what they.
Suppose we could spark an all-out war between the Dwergar and the Drow, and then take advantage of that, sneak in, and steal some slaves out.
I mean,
Maybe.
it's certainly a possibility, but we don't have any kind of diplomatic sway with the Duragar either, so I don't know how we
Yeah, no, we'd have to do like some kind of false flag attack.
It's essentially
There's a
we have to
decent
point
chance
the
we
finger.
Already,
Didn't kind
didn't
of
we
done
kind of already do that? We wiped out a Duragar. We wiped out a Duragar team and like left some evidence there that it was the Drow that did it.
We need to do more of those. Spark them into a.
You would know that technically not necessarily all-out war, but the Drow and the Dwergar are not friends and would essentially already be fight on sight in the Underdark if like one group ran into another. But they're not currently like all-out warfare against each other.
Chaos. We just
Here's what we do: we wait for the the water level of the Underdark Ocean to keep rising. So it makes the Drow refugees when their city floods, and while they're refugees, that's when we attack and steal all their prisoners.
because the prisoners will definitely survive up until that point, and whatever evil scheme they have going right now will absolutely wait for that to happen.
Yes.
Surely.
Of course.
I'm fine with just look. We've done a decent job of finding ways to make money on our expeditions, even when we had ulterior motives. I think
let's go check out these ruins.
I think we can, we could head for the Drow City and just, tell Viceroy we're setting up for like a really deep, long expedition, and find ways to cover the costs once we're down there. Or we head for the ruin fields, make some money, and then go for that.
I say we make some money.
What if we find something really valuable to ruin fields and can literally hire a mercenary army?
I'm not sure we could pay mercenary, well, at least regular surface mercenaries enough to just march into the Underdark.
Yeah, we need some dwarves for this. Some true dwarves. Start building a true dwarf army.
This could not go wrong at all. There's no issues with
He
this
definitely
plan.
won't march that army on Skygate. And,
Right.
Of course not. As I know from any good large empire, if a general marches off with their army and is successful, and that army grows to see them as a borderline godlike figure in the time of that combat, they will certainly not return to that home city and be given a position of authority over the other masses when they return.
You could be stabbed to death 15 times.
But that's in a few years. But in the meantime, you'd be really cool.
Etch 2 Kendall. Jinx. Oh, wow, that's amazing. Etch 2 Kurdugan.
Jeremy, this is your crossing of the right. Or the red. How do you say it?
Rubicon.
Rubicon. Oh yeah, the other one.
You got the wrong river.
That's the wrong river. You know that R river.
I believe he did cross the Rhine as well, but not very far.
But the one we were concerned about is the Rubicon.
Germany's
It's one of those
scary.
places where they kind of like crossed it as like a show of force. Like, look, we can reach out and like touch even your homeland. But then they were like, we're never fucking coming back here.
It
Those
sucks.
the people of Germania are scary.
Germany is scary. Yeah. So, what's the decision? What's the plan?
Ruin fields, I guess.
I'm just curious about the ruins, and maybe there's something really valuable there.
To the
been
ruins!
unexplored.
Or perhaps artifacts of great and
Alpharette.
terrible power.
Alpha Ruin.
And in the meantime, maybe a movement of true dwarfism will build us an army.
Start taking
It's
hold.
true. We should let that fire smolder for a bit.
Over this time of downtime, a couple of things. One, if you have M2 or less, your M value becomes 0. With M3,
Well done, all the rest.
I
of you.
would
Well
like-
done.
I would like you to roll me a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Grit.
Crit. All right. Take your M down to 0, and you will lose that indefinite
yeah,
madness.
That too.
My fragile bird brain was built for exploring the Underdark.
Luckily for you, I forget my trauma as quick as it happens to me.
Thanks to the magic of alcohol.
Thanks to the powers of small bird brain and alcoholism. With our powers combined. You will also receive a couple of letters. 2 letters will be received by you, Axel. One from Darkcap, thanking you for the update and saying that if there's anything they can do to help in the expedition to go and save their queen, let them know. And one from Turian Greycow, similarly saying, like, thank you for the update. Anything you need to help, we will certainly help with. And giving you the updated information that a wood elf noblewoman has also, he's heard, has gone missing from the woods near where the high elves live. That there is another missing noblewoman of some import named Inaria Silverdew.
Add wood elf noblewoman to my list of the missing.
Yep.
Yeah, Silverdew. We're looking for a Silverdew. Silverdew or Silverdown.
I wish you silver wouldn't.
I silver dead.
Silver, try me.
You've been silver fucking around, and it's about time you silver found out.
Silver, figure it out.
It's very funny because there's actually a Smashing Pumpkins song called Silver Fuck.
Now, Skler, is it a pumpkin or is it a squash?
Oh, it's a pumpkin.
Question. It's a pumpkin.
Is it squashing squashes?
By definition, all the pumpkins have to be a pumpkin.
By definition, a pumpkin is a pumpkin.
That is true.
What's a zucchini?
Yes.
I know in 2024 that's a major question, but a pumpkin.
An even better question, what is a yam?
That's it. I'm done.
One other letter will be received. And this one will be received by a true dwarf. You will receive a letter it takes about a whole week before this letter gets back to you. It's the end of this week that you'll get it returned. But one Dolgrita Bronzetap will respond to you. And it seems like the letter is essentially saying, I had a very good time with you and your friends after my show. I got into a lot of trouble, and I'm having to clean some stuff up because of that, but it was a very good time. Not super comfortable getting a fan letter and showing up to somebody's apartment, so I will not be taking you up on that offer.
Just
but-
my apartment.
I've got roommates.
Don't worry, there's a lot of us here waiting for you. You're totally safe. But that in a couple weeks' time, that she's taking some time off and working on herself and working on her art. She's going to be kind of deep into writing some new work. But in a couple weeks' time, she will be returning, and you should go to a show, and she will hopes to see you afterwards.
Is this letter addressed like from like the Skygate Penitentiary or something like that?
It is not. It is just, it's not addressed from a location, maybe intentionally, but is from Dolgrita Bronstead. Allegedly.
Cool.
It says that she would like to meet you in a back alley near the opera house. And seems to be written in handwriting that has a little bit of a shake to it, as if the person writing it had a chuckle as they were doing it. No, it is. It does not seem to be from Kerdugan.
I didn't even get any digits. What the hell,
Maybe it's
said
'cause
one-
You only rolled a 12.
man? No digits.
Roll better, man.
You had a creepy child deliver a letter for you. How did that not work?
How did that not work? It was funny.
Not only did you have a creepy child
You had
deliver
a
the
creepy
letter,
child deliver a letter to a lady you've met twice to have her show up randomly to your apartment.
that you
Yes,
are
but
not
it's a
alone
shared
in.
Were you,
More of a shared living situation, and it's a place of business.
Yeah,
were
exactly.
you just asking her to stash?
We're a reputable business. There's no problems.
You know,
Look,
that's all.
we rescue a bunch of nobility, and we'll all look like big damn heroes, and you know
And she'll have no option but to fall madly in love with you.
that'll do wonders for our reputation.
Exactly. But yeah, that is all received near the end of this week. You are all back to a normal level of sanity. And it seems like your next plan, your next course of action is you intend to head for the ruin field, where the previous expeditions of your company, I guess it was kind of a different company at that time, rebranding to avoid the old, we don't want to tie in any sort of liabilities.
Planet Express situation.
Yeah. No, this is like, how can we prove that we're not, like, we have to prove that we're better than the old expedition?
Not the necrophiliac Arthur Chase. That's another Arthur Chase. If you know that reference, shout out to you.
We have to prove that we're better than the old expedition by
That's right.
accomplishing what they failed to do,
Exactly.
looting their bodies. For all the
I think
cool
so.
stuff.
You are on like you do have a little bit of a disrail
Well,
humans vibe.
True, actually.
No, I think Candle is the lead.
All right.
The only one that's actually competent in the thing that we're doing.
Is there any other prep work you guys are wanting to do? Anything else you're wanting to get accomplished before you go on that expedition?
I don't have enough money to buy any other equipment that I would like, so I guess I would like to talk to. That's because I feel like I'm gonna need it. I would like to talk to members of the Blacklatch clan
Okay.
about like I'm willing to pay for the design process at the moment. I doubt I'll be able to pay for the actual thing. But I essentially want a quick draw hand crossbow.
Okay.
Which means that I suppose the bow would probably have to be sideways compared to a normal hand crossbow, so it would work in a holster.
Okay.
And a bolt designed to kill a robo-gnome. Or specifically a construct.
Okay. Something like a bolt designed for taking out constructs
Yeah.
in some way.
I guess my plan at the moment is to kind of commission the design and research process of that. And then once we've gotten paid next time, assuming I'm still alive, I'll cover the cost of actually getting it made. If that makes sense.
Okay. I think if you go to, they have like a warehouse or like a factory essentially where they primarily operate out of, and you could certainly talk to someone there. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
It's a flat roll. 17.
17. That's a quite good roll. You happened upon a particularly excitable member of the Blacklatch clan, and it seems like for 20 gold of kind of to cover some material costs, this person is excited by the concept of a quick draw hand crossbow and is willing to, with that gold for some resources, do the research into how something like that would function and what it would do.
Cool.
All right.
I'd like to see how much a +1 studded leather would be.
+1 studded leather?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a great question. How much would it be?
Because most other +1 stuff or getting stuff like +1 was like 1,500 or around there, right?
Yeah, I'd say for like a plus, it depends on the type. For like pretty basic studded leather armor, I'd say you could get for 1,500, you could get a +1 studded leather.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it'd be more or less that 15 plus the cost of the base item, or how you were running that.
Because studded leather is a fairly cheap item, I would say for 1,500 you could get a set of +1 studded leather.
I need to save up another 700 gold, but we'll get there.
Something to consider for the future.
I should say, I think that I had my AC. I've been cheating on my AC. I think I only have 14 AC and not 15 AC, unless I have a +1 AC from something that I'm missing.
Today has been...
You guys are a bunch of cheaters.
Yeah, it has been a constant discovery of like, well, this number on my character sheet's
Oh,
wrong.
this isn't correct.
wrong.
Also,
can
everyone
we-
leveled up.
That's
If
what
people are wondering. Yeah.
So
Last
can we change, like, upgrade any armor +1? Like, could I take my armor, upgrade that, or is that
Sorry, you cut out. The what armor?
my splint armor? Like, if
The
I
armor
wanted
you're
to
currently wearing is not like of a masterwork quality. So you have to get like a masterwork quality suit of armor, and then you could add an enchantment to it. Is the way I'm kind of running it. So yours is just normal splint. It's more expensive to get like a fancy set of splint that you could then like get custom enchantments to. You could also probably get a set of +1 splint, but splint is heavy armor, and I believe plate armor would be the same or better and would probably be cheaper. So it wouldn't be a magical suit of armor, but if you were wanting 1,500 gold is how much it is for a custom set of full plate too, which I think would be pretty functionally similar and a little bit cheaper than getting like a +1 set of splint.
All right, I'm gonna go do that then, because I have.
You have 1,500?
Yep.
Okay. If you spend 1,500, you can get a set of full plate,
Yeah.
which is 18 AC. It'll take some time for them to get it custom made because you have to get that like made to fit for you. So you'll be waiting probably a little like you could, but we could say that's what you did over this week of downtime is wait for that to get made for you. Kind of
Cool.
got that commissioned at the start of the
Waiting for you to get
downtime.
back?
Huh?
So what did you do? Wait for you to get back?
Wait for you to get back. You're like a dog. Vickelroy will be very excited that you guys are going on another expedition. A little apprehensive that you're going where a previous expedition went, and he will speaking with everybody be like, just this is a bigger group than went last time, but sorry, he talks a little bit like Danny DeVito. I forgot. Just be very careful with how you approach this whole situation, and yeah. Handel, can I talk to you?
So here we're gonna bum rush.
So, all right, so we should be discussing strategy. Just charge in there,
Right, just straight in.
Right.
Rush. Rush. Rush.
right in the front door. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to Vickelroy.
He'll kind of like let you into the office and whatever, and be like, you sure you're up to doing this? Going in there?
Somebody's got to find him.
I hope you find all of them, but I worry for what you will find, and I know you were close to him.
I don't think it's any secret, Vickelroy, that this is essentially the only reason I'm here.
That's why he's such a pain in the ass on this.
I understand. Just, I hope you find him. I hope you find him alive and well. But that long in the Underdark, it's just, I hope you're ready for whatever it is you do find.
If we don't come back, Vickleroy, get out of Skygate. Get out of this whole business. Stop sending people down there to die.
You like it. I might consider it. I might not have much of a choice. If this particular venture goes under, financially speaking, the assets I have left are just enough probably to cover my assets to the God Malts. So,
Another reason
you
to
know,
just get out of Skygate, I think.
you might get what you want either way here, I suppose. Closure or me getting my ass out of here. And she'll, after a brief conversation with you, will be like, I'm also going to be discussing, and he'll kind of, actually, I'll just have Axel come back now. He'll say, Axel, can I talk to you about some business real quick?
Can do.
And he'll say, I also am, while you guys are down there, I have a meeting lined up, hopefully to avoid some trouble we've been having recently. Our profits have been getting cut into. There's a competitor, another company, Ebonshard, I believe they're called. They're from up north. They're a bunch of barbarians. They're not much of a trade company so much as they are brigands. But they have caused us some trouble in some of the trade lanes. They've been here before, and I'm hoping to make amends there and see to it that there's no more trouble with them.
Didn't we know something
but-
about the shards? That name is familiar to me. Yeah.
You do know that there was a kind of conversation he had with probably a member of their group much earlier in the campaign that was kind of heated.
Oh, that's right. That's probably what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I trust you to run that sort of business.
hmm.
So we can concentrate
Say,
on the delves. But
Hopefully it'll be sorted after that, but if when you get back you notice that let's just say this next round of books aren't looking as good as they've previously looked for us because of some interference from them.
yeah. Well, if you need any help knocking some heads, that's basically what this lot is good for. So.
I don't think it'll come to that. I think they're all bark, but we'll know after this meeting.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. And with that, so you guys have all your stuff lined up. You've gotten rid of your madness. You've gotten some rest. You've gotten some new equipment, some supplies, some information, and have your next heading set before you. The next step to be a money gathering expedition, less of some personal ties to this, it would seem, but to go to this ruin field and hopefully get enough of a big funding payday from that to fund the next big expedition, the one for all the bacon, to go to this drow city of Vordra. And next time on Skygate, we will see just what is waiting for you in that ruin field. Thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.